So today we are going to discuss about the next topic in the membrane separation process of unit 4, and in this lecture we are going to drive a equation for the resistance in the membrane separation process. So especially for the liquid permeation of membrane, we are taking the case of liquid permeation. Liquid permeation means suppose we have a membrane. So we have liquid to pass through that membrane. So that is a liquid permeation of the membrane through the membrane. It can be a volume or anything. So in membrane process with the liquid, the solute molecules, that is basically from here, for example, assume that A is the solute. So this molecule has to pass through this membrane. So solute molecule first be transported or diffused through the liquid film of the first liquid phase. So this is in fact this section is called the first phase, phase 1, and after passing this is a phase 2. Liquid phase on the one side of the solid membrane, and first liquid phase, and through the membrane itself, and then through the film of the second liquid phase. So there are three different basically resistance in the liquid permeation membrane. So we are going to discuss all these three one. So how to understand, for example, let us make a one diagram. Say this is the membrane. Okay, this is a membrane, solid membrane. Okay, now this is a phase 1, this is a phase 2. What is basically going on here? uh, a is a that is solute is moving from this phase to this phase, from phase 1 to phase 2. That is our objective, and we have to find out the all these uh, resistances. So as we have discussed here, the first one is the C1. C1 is the bulk liquid phase in the phase 1 in this here. Basically, this is, say, assume is the C1 is the concentration of the A in the phase 1. If suppose any liquid is here, so C1 is the concentration of the A in that phase, and C2 is the concentration of A in the second phase. So how this obviously the concentration of A in the second phase is less as compared to the concentration of A in the first phase, because this is a main. For example, it can be a say 20% A. If 20% A is here, so obviously if it is transferred from here, so not 100% is transferred, so it means that the concentration of A in this phase is always lesser than the concentration from the phase 1, say for example 16% A. So that is the first thing we should understand, that the concentration is not the same, and this is bulk concentration. Bulk concentration means bulk concentration. Bulk concentration means overall, suppose we have a liquid here in the two phases, so overall concentration of the overall concentration of A in phase 1 and overall concentration. But now let us look closely what is going on. Basically, if you look closely at the at solid phase, so let me change the color. If you look closely, so what happened? So there will be a film of liquid, that this liquid film here. Similarly, in the second phase also, these are the liquid film. These two are the liquid full. So the concentration of A in this film is not same, is not equal to C1, but it is less than C1. So here the concentration of A is less as the concentration of C1 here. Similarly here the concentration is less. So we have to understand these two things. So what is going on? The A is moved from phase 1 up to the film, then it has to be moved from solid, then it has to be moved from this film to the bulk concentrations. So there are these three are the different basically positions and resistance available in the for the liquid permeation. So now let us again explaining how these are going on. So this is the thickness of the membrane film, okay, solid film. This is the bulk concentration. This is the bulk concentration in the phase 2. This is the phase 1, phase 2. So C1 is the bulk liquid phase concentration of solute A, diffusing solute A in kilomole of A per meter cube. So this is a C1. So what is going on? This is the C1I. C1I is the concentration of A, but at the solid point, basically at that surface. So the concentration of A, C1I is the concentration of A in the fluid just adjacent to the solid, and it is basically the solid film that is the film that is available with the solid. So this is always lesser than the C1. So this is the movement of the A from C1 to C1I. Then what is going on? So obviously the film of A that is available here means all these are the A film that is available in the solid. So there will be a transfer of A from this film to the solid phase, and this is the C1IS. So C1IS is the concentration of A in the solid at the surface and is in equilibrium with the C1I. So there is a relation between C1I and C1IS, means this surface change means from the liquid phase to the solid phase there is a relation, and this relation is the equilibrium relation. So this is the equilibrium relation point between the liquid phase and solid phase. The same case is again here. Then again it has to be transferred. A has to be diffused through the solid phase like this one. It is now diffusing from C1IS to C2IS. So C2IS is basically the concentration of C2IS is the concentration of A in the solid at the other surface and is in equilibrium with the C2I. So there is a relation between these two one. Means the solid concentration and the concentration of A on the liquid phase, but that is adjacent to the solid. This is C2I. So there is the equilibrium relationship between these two one, and this is the concentration of A in the other. C2I is the concentration of A in the other fluid adjacent to the solid. And then C2 is the bulk concentration phase of A in the other phase in kilomole A per meter cube. So in this way we can get the C1, the meaning of C1, C1I, C1IS, C2IS, C2I and C2. So the relations, the movement of A in the solid is basically defined by the diffusivity, this property. DAB is the diffusivity of A in the solid, that is and the movement is governed by this equation. We'll discuss about the equation. The movement of A in the solid in the liquid phase from the bulk to the surface is governed by the equation that is called the Kc1. This is the basically the mass transfer coefficient. The material A is transferred from bulk phase to the adjacent of the solid phase. So Kc1 is the mass transfer coefficient. Similarly, the concentration difference at the movement of the A from the adjacent of the solid to the bulk of the liquid phase is denoted by Kc2, and so Kc2 is the mass transfer coefficient. So these two are the Kc1 and Kc2 are the mass transfer coefficient in the phases in the liquid phase. So liquid phase mass transfer is governed by Kc1 and Kc2, and in the solid it is governed by the diffusion. And at the adjacent means in the solid and liquid, at both cases it is both are in equilibrium, and equilibrium is denoted by K value, capital K, and we have already gone through the capital K value. So now look, if you got to understand about the meaning of all these diagram, let us come to the some solutions. So the equilibrium distribution coefficient, that is between the two phases, between the solid and liquid phases. So this equilibrium coefficient, that is a K dash is defined as concentration in the solid to the concentration in the liquid. That is the general formula. If you remember that K is equal to Y upon X, distribution coefficient we have already gone through in the distillation. So very similar. So here the K is the concentration in solid to the concentration in the liquid of A. So solid, for example, at the phase 1 level, so we have a concentration in the solid is C1IS upon C1I. So at phase 1, this is the equation. As phase 2, this is the C2I upon C2I, C2IS upon C2I. So these two equations are basically derived from the general formula K dash is equal to Cs upon Cl. So this is a relationship, and this relationship is basically denoted by the K dash. So now we got the relationship between these two basically locations. Now come to the flux equation. Basically ultimately that is the Na, that is the amount of A per unit of area that is moving from this phase 1 to phase 2. Sorry, this is phase 1 to phase 2. This amount will be always same. The flux equation through each phases are equal and to each other at a steady state. Means if there are 2 moles, what is the meaning? If the 2 moles of A per unit area, it is moving from this liquid phase as the phase 1, so the same is also moving from, obviously, from the solid, and the same is also moving in the phase 2. So the amount is same at the steady state. So this Na is same. And how to calculate this Na? So in the phase 1, this Na is calculated as Na is equal to, this equation is given, Kc1, that is the mass transfer coefficient, and the difference in the concentration. So C1 minus C1I. So this is the Na value in the phase 1, this one, and this is equal to, for the phase 2, it is very similar, Kc2, C2I minus C2. So this will be the basically the for the phase 2 and phase 2, phase 1, and this is the equation. This is the amount of Na in the solid membrane. So this is DAB upon L, and then concentration difference means C1IS minus C2IS. So at these 3 locations, Na will be same. The same amount is basically transferred through the phase 1, through the solid, through the phase 2. So now we have, this is the main equation. Simply we have to substitute some values. For example, we are going to substitute C1IS and C2IS because we know the relationship C1IS. So K dash is equal to C1IS upon C1I. So you can replace this C1IS as K dash C1I, C2IS as K dash C2I. If we are replacing in this equation, so what is going on? K dash is taken as comma, so DAB K dash upon L is taken as a comma, and this is the concentration difference. So we can say DAB K dash upon L, all these 3 are the constant value, so this is taken as constant value, and this is denoted by rho m. And what is the meaning of rho m? So this rho m is the permeability in the solid in meter per second. So this is rho m is the value, L is the thickness in the meter, and DAB is the diffusivity of A in the solid in meter square per second. So now this PM is basically replace the equations, and if you go through the equations, simply rearranging this equations. So if you Na upon Kc1 is equal to this difference, and the same is going on, Na upon Kc1 is equal to C1 minus C1i, Na upon Pm is equal to C1i minus C2i. So there are three equations we can get with the help of the previous one. And what happen if we add all these three one? If adding the equations, the internal concentration C1i and C2i drop out, and the final equations, if you add all these three one, means all these three resistance, so C1i minus this value will be cut down by this value, and this value will be cut down by this value. So overall you can get C1 minus C2. C1 minus C2 is equal to this plus this all these, and Na is common. So if you take the Na value outside, so C1 minus C2 upon 1 upon Kc1 plus 1 upon rho m plus 1 upon Kc2. So these three, this is the resistance R1, this is the resistance R2, this is the resistance R3, or simply this is the resistance at phase 1, this is the resistance in the solid, and this is the resistance in the phase 2. So this is all about the equation. This is the final equation. You all have to remember it. So in some cases, for example, the resistance in the two liquid films are quite small, for example, compared to the membrane resistance, which controls the permeation rate. If suppose this resistance is very small, then what happens? The value becomes 0. So it governs by only rho pm. So this is all about the equation. Please try it again and practice it, how to derive the equation. Thank you very much.